Hi Sib. This is the first in a series of cooking videos just for you and your friends. Tonight, for the first one, we're going to make stir fry, which is your favorite at college, and now you're going to be able to make it right at home. And we have everything laid out here, and the first thing you need to know, you can use whatever vegetables you want. What I have here is summer squash, yellow, and zucchini, an onion, part of an onion, a couple of stalks of celery, red and green bell pepper, and some carrots. And the first thing we're going to do is we'll start with the summer squash. You're going to want to snip off the edges, and notice I'm using this plastic mat, which you can get really cheaply at Walmart, just to cover the surface that you're using. And you can use a knife, but this is a nice little chopper that you can buy, again, very cheaply, or we can get for you, because it's easy to chop this way. And I want you to notice the way I do this. I'm going to cut this in half, and then I'm going to slice this at an angle. Watch this. Oh, about 1/4 of an inch slices, like that, at an angle. Making very sure that your knuckles shield your fingertips. You do not want to cut your fingers off. Up. You do not want to cut your fingers off, okay? So here we go. About 1/4 of an inch. And then, you know, that's enough actually for that. And then you might have a little bowl here. You can take your scraps and put it in. Cut it lengthwise in half and do the same thing with the zucchini. Very careful. See how the knuckle is shielding the fingertips, so you never get near the fingertips. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put these together, the squash. But you need to separate the vegetables, because those that cook faster will be put in last, and those that cook slower or take longer to cook will be put in first. Like the carrots, we'll do the carrots next. And I think the best way, these are small baby carrots. I'm going to cut those in half like that. And then we're going to do the same, or something similar to what we did with the squash. Very careful, and now we'll take each one. This is harder because there isn't much room, but we'll just kind of cut them in slivers like that. As small as you can get it without chopping your fingers off. Okay, so we've cut our carrots, because those take the longest. We're going to put those in first, as you'll see. Then we have the squash. We're going to put that in last because those take even longer. And then we're going to do all of these now together. First the onions, and you see I have an onion that's been kind of quartered so that it will be easy for me to just make slices. Thin slices of onions. Depending on how many you want. I won't put the whole onion in, but there you go. You can break them up, and there you have plenty of onions. Put them in as slices, like so. And then the celery, we're going to cut off the ends in case they're kind of yellowed. And then we're going to do the same thing with the celery. In fact, we can do 2 stalks at a time that we did with the squash. Careful of your fingers. Just kind of move back with your fingers like that as you go. About the same thickness as the squash. Now these we can all do together because they're going to go into the pan together. And then finally the peppers, and I've just cut and cored a couple of peppers, and we'll just cut those into strips. Very careful, the fingers shouldn't get too near the blade. Probably shouldn't go this fast when you do it. Ow! Just kidding. Be very careful. See, a little humor in the video. All right. That's almost too much for the bowl, but I think it'll fit. Okay, now we're going to take these over to the stove.